Hello everybody. Today we will learn the properties of the parallelogram. Four important properties are: the opposite angles are equal, opposite sides are equal, diagonals bisect each other, whereas the adjacent angles are supplementary in case of a parallelogram. Now we will prove all these properties in a parallelogram. Let us say this is a parallelogram ABCD. Now over here AB is parallel to DC, which I have written over here. AB is parallel to DC and line BD is transversal. See, AB is parallel to DC and line BD is transversal line. Therefore, angle ABD is equal to angle BDC. This blue angle is denoted by A. These are equal because they are alternate angles. Similarly, because line AD and BC are parallel to each other, and again BD is transversal line. In the previous lecture, I have told you about the transversal line, the parallel lines and their properties. So, this again angle in red, angle B, are equal because they are the alternate angles. Now we can see in these two triangles, triangle ABD, see I am shading one triangle in blue, triangle ABD, in triangle ABD, and there is one or more triangle in red. If we look at these two triangles, see angle B in these two triangles, two angles are equal. This angle B, angle in red, whereas angle A, angle in blue, are equal. Whereas the transversal line, which is known as BD, this line is common in these two triangles. If we look at a triangle ABD shaded in blue and triangle BDC shaded in red, these two triangles have angle A in common, angle B in common, whereas angle A are equal, angle B's are equal, whereas line BD is common. So we have two angles, angle A, B, whereas a side BD, which is common to these two angles, right? This is common, means this is equal in both these two triangles. Side BD is common means side BD is equal. Side BD is in ABD as well as it is in BDC. Therefore, we can say that triangle ABD is congruent to triangle BDC or BCD. See, this is a sign of congruency. Congruency means that in case, if we talk about the congruency in case of triangles, we say that triangles have same shape as well as size. Same shape and size means they are equal. Congruency, again we can say congruency means equal. The two triangles are also equal. They are congruent. In maths, we say they are congruent. The sign of congruency is an equal sign with a tilde sign at the top. So this sign is congruent. So triangle ABD is congruent to triangle BCD. So, and by which property they are congruent? By angle side angle. They are congruent by angle side angle because we have two angles and a side in equal. Side included by those angles is equal. Therefore, these two triangles are equal. Therefore, we can say that line AB is equal to line DC in these two triangles because they are equal, they are congruent, and A is equal to A. Therefore, we can say that line AB is equal to line DC and AD is equal to BC. So, the opposite sides are equal. AB is equal to DC, right? DC, and the next pair of lines. So this is the opposite sides are equal. Now also opposite angles are equal, opposite sides are equal. Now we are talking about the parallel. Now this opposite sides are equal, we are talking about the although the sides are equal in triangle. So in parallelogram also we can say that opposite sides are equal. Now for the opposite angles are equal, see this A plus B and there is also A plus B. So angle B is equal to angle B is equal to angle D in case of parallelogram. If we look at the parallelogram A B C D, we can have angle B is equal to angle D. Now for angle, because these two triangles are congruent, angle A is also equal to angle C, right? So angle A is equal to angle C. So for the first two properties, opposite angles are equal, whereas opposite sides are equal. We need to just prove that triangle ADB is equal to or congruent to triangle BDC. Because these two triangles are equal, therefore opposite angles are equal and opposite sides are equal. Now these two properties can also be proved with the help of the second diagonal also. If somebody said that why only BD, I need to draw AC. So you can prove all these the triangles, all these the two properties of the parallelogram with the help of the other two triangles. So you can say that if this is a parallelogram and these diagonals bisect each other, this is A, B, C, D, and this is a diagonal. So you can prove that opposite angles are equal and opposite sides are equal with the help by just proving that these two triangles are equal. Sorry, this I have drawn the same. The diagonal, if somebody wants to draw this diagonal, so A, B, C, D, you just prove that these two triangles are congruent. Because these two triangles are congruent, we can say that opposite sides are equal and opposite angles are equal, right? So it's same. Now the next property says that diagonals bisect each other. How diagonals bisect each other we will see. In the previous proof we have seen that this angle and this angle are equal. Let's say this is angle A, and similarly B's are equal. These are alternate angles, right? These are alternate angles. Again, if we draw another diagonals, because we have to prove diagonals bisect each other, so we are drawing both the diagonals bisect each other. So we are drawing again the second diagonal bisect each other means they meet at a midpoint of both the diagonals. Now if I draw another diagonal, then these two angles are again alternate angles, and these are again, this is y and this is also y. So x and y's are also alternate angles and they are equal, because you can prove this as in the previous lecture I have told you that AD and BC are parallel lines and AC is a transversal line, therefore x and y's are equal. Now let us say that this is point O at the meeting point. The meeting point is O. Now look at the triangle DOB and triangle, this is a sign of a triangle, triangle DOC. This is DOC. So we have to prove, what we have to prove? That AO is equal to OC and DO is equal to OB, because diagonals bisect each other. That means side AO should be equal to OC and DO should be equal to OB. Now see, look at these two triangles. Triangle shaded in blue, whereas the triangle shaded in red. Right? See, X are equal, angle X are equal. X, this is angle X, this is also angle X. This is angle A, this is also angle A. That means two angles are equal in these two triangles, shaded triangles. Angle ABO is equal to angle ODC, whereas angle what we have taken, ABO, this is A angle. Now we will talk about angle X, which is OAB, is equal to angle OCD. This is equal to angle X, whereas we have already proved in the above section that opposite sides of the parallelogram are equal. That means AB side of the triangle is equal to DC. Side AB is equal to side DC. So again, with the property of ASA, angle side angle, these two angles and the including side is equal. These two angles and the including side of triangle AOB and DOC are equal. Therefore, by side angle side, triangle AOB is congruent to triangle DOC. Therefore, we can say that because again these two triangles are congruent to each other, that means they are equal. Therefore, diagonals bisect each other, means side AB is equal to side OC, whereas DO side is equal to, should say in green, is equal to OB. So this proves that the diagonals in a parallelogram bisect each other. Now the last property which says that the adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary, means they are, the summation are 180 degree. Summation is 180 degree. Now let us say this is a parallelogram ABCD. Now look at these are two parallel lines AB and DC. Now let us extend this line AD. This is shown in, we will draw some with different color so that it is easy to understand. Let us extend this line AD, right, and this is line AB and DC. These are the parallel lines. Now if we look that, see, it is clear that AB is parallel to DC, whereas AD line is a transversal. This AD is behaving as also behaving as a transversal line to these two parallel lines. Therefore, this angle is equal to this angle. Right? See, I think I have, see again, I'm sorry, you should consider these two lines. these two lines. Consider AD is parallel to BC. So again consider AD is parallel to BC, whereas AB is transversal, right? So these two angles are the corresponding angle. So this is angle A, this is angle A. Now this is angle A, this is angle A, this is angle A. Let us say this is already angle A, which in a parallelogram. So angle A plus A should be equal to 180 degrees. That means angle A plus angle A is also, this is A, B is equal to 180 degrees. So in order to prove that adjacent angles are 180 degree, we have to just see that this angle is equal to this angle. Why? Because these are equal angles. This is a parallel line, whereas DC is simply behaving as a transversal line. Therefore this angle and this angle is corresponding angle. Similarly, for these two angles, you simply consider that two lines are parallel and one is intersecting line. So with the help of corresponding angles, we can prove that this is 180 degrees. So adjacent angle means angle D and angle C are adjacent. What are adjacent angles? We are talking only about adjacent angles. So adjacent angles are angle BA and angle B. What are the pairs of adjacent angle? Angle A and angle B. Angle B, angle C are adjacent. Angle C and angle D are adjacent. Angle A and angle D are also adjacent. So these are four pairs of the adjacent angles. So the summation of all these four pairs are 180 degrees, or we can say that they are supplementary angles. So we have already proved these four properties of a parallelogram. In the next lecture we will discuss few questions related to all these properties of a parallelogram. Till then, goodbye.